Hello everyone, welcome to Advanced Knowledge Systems and a warm welcome to AKS IAS Academy, which is one of the premier institutions in India and offers UPSC examination coaching, State Public Service Commission, SSC Combined Graduate Level and CLAT examinations. And about me, I am Sandeep Bhushan Thumala and my credentials are I have 10 years of teaching experience for civil services. I take up international relations and internal security and the analysis of the Hindu newspaper. And this session is in regards to the DNA of the Hindu newspaper of today's, that is of 28th January 2021. And throughout my session, I would be emphasizing on the keywords and the key phrases from the Hindu newspaper, wherein we will identify the factual, analytical, and conceptual questions which will be useful for preliminary UPSC perspective. And while you imbibe the keywords and the key phrases in your answer writing, your answers for the mains examinations would be precise and concise, and thereby you will score higher marks in the mains examinations. And this session at AKS IAS Academy Daily News Analysis will help you to crack both prelims and mains of 2021. And before we get into the DNA of the newspaper, we will focus at the quote of the day. And the quote of the day says that almost every successful person begins with two beliefs. So the first one is the future can be better than the past and present. And the second belief, what the successful person begins with, is I have the power to make it so. So you are all successful persons, and thereby I hope you will have two beliefs. One, the future can be better than the past and present, and the second belief is I have the power to make it so. So these two beliefs should make you a successful person. And now we'll get into the DNA of the newspaper, and the news which we would be looking at is the Supreme Court has stayed the Bombay High Court verdict, which is of Nagpur bench. And now we will look at why the Supreme Court has stayed the Bombay High Court verdict, which is now looked at the Bombay High Court verdict as a controversial verdict. And we will look at why it is also a controversial, because the Bombay High Court verdict, which is of Nagpur bench, has acquitted or it has cleared a man on January 19th, 2021, who was found guilty on assault under the act, that is POCSO Act, Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act. And that person by the Bombay High Court has been acquitted or cleared under POCSO Act, that on the grounds that the person has groped an individual over her clothes, and as there was no skin to skin contact between them, so it doesn't fall under the Protection of Children from Sexual Act. That is the verdict given by Bombay High Court, clearing the person that he was not found guilty under POCSO Act. And in turn, the accused was sentenced to the minimum of 3 years imprisonment as per Section 8 of the POCSO Act, but the Bombay High Court has set aside the and reduced 1 year to the Imprisonment Act under Section 354 of the Indian Penal Code. So, when the Bombay High Court has cleared, now the case has come up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has stayed the controversial Bombay High Court verdict. So here the keyword is POCSO Act, and the bench at the Supreme Court, which was led by the Chief Justice of India, Shirate Bobde, on January 27, 2020 has taken this as a cognizance instantaneously after the Attorney General K.K. Venugopal has made a special mention about the Bombay High Court verdict, which he feels is a controversial, which saying that the judgment given by the Bombay High Court, which was a single judge bench verdict, is a very dangerous precedent, and the judgment or the verdict of the Bombay High Court would cripple the intention of the POCSO Act to punish the victims. So, here the Supreme Court has taken this as a cognizance, and it has stayed the verdict of the Bombay High Court because the Attorney General has made a special mention in the Supreme Court saying that the single judge verdict of the Bombay High Court, that is Nagpur bench, is a dangerous precedent, and this verdict would cripple the intention of the POCSO Act to punish the victims or the individuals. The bench has also issued notice to the accused and to the state of Maharashtra to make sure that the case or the verdict should be stayed. And the National Commission for Protection of Child Rights have also asked the state government, that is Maharashtra, to urgently appeal the High Court judgment. So here the Supreme Court has stayed the verdict of the Bombay High Court, which says that, or which has cleared a person under the POCSO Act that an individual has groped the victim over her clothes, and as there was no skin to skin contact between them, so it doesn't really fall or cannot be sentenced to 3 years imprisonment. And there is another news which talks about the Elephant Corridor case. So here the keyword is Elephant Corridor case, and the Supreme Court has now appointed a conservationist, that is Nandita Hazarika, as a member of technical committee which was constituted by the Supreme Court on October 14, 2020. And October 14, 2020, the Supreme Court has welcomed the Tamil Nadu government's authority to notify a corridor as a elephant corridor. Here the keyword is, again I am emphasizing, elephant corridor, and protect the migratory path of animals through the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserves. So the keyword here is the elephant corridor and the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserves. So the Supreme Court has supported the Tamil Nadu government to notify a corridor as an elephant corridor so that they can protect the migratory path of the elephants which they pass in the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserves, and they pass or they take the path, migratory path, to find for the food. And the Supreme Court judgment was based on 32 appeals which was filed by various resorts or private landowners, and also including the Bollywood actor Mithun Chakrabarti, against the Madras High Court decision in July 2011. Please do understand here, there was a judgment by the Madras High Court decision on July 2011 to notify a corridor as the elephant corridor, but there was appeals which were filed by the resorts of private landowners and also Bollywood actor Mithun Chakrabarti against the Madras High Court decision to notify a corridor as the elephant corridor in the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserves. And now the Supreme Court has appointed on 27th January 2021 a conservationist, Nandita Hazarika, as a member of the technical committee, and the technical committee consists of 3 members, and the Supreme Court has appointed Nandita Hazarika, a conservationist, as the technical member because one of the member part of the 3-member technical committee has passed away. That is why the Supreme Court has appointed conservationist Nandita Hazarika as a member of technical committee. So the keyword here is elephant corridor, Nilgiri Biosphere Reserves, migratory path of the animals, technical committee, and the Madras High Court decision to notify a corridor as a elephant corridor on July 2011. And a 3-judge bench led by Chief Justice of India Shirate Bobde has also said that it is the state's duty to protect a keystone species such as elephants, which are immensely important to the environment, and therefore it's the duty of the state to protect such species such as elephants, which are very important to the environment. And the High Court has also confirmed, that is, the Madras High Court has also confirmed the state government order. So the Tamil Nadu government has passed an order on August 2010 to notify a corridor as the elephant corridor. So we are looking at this news in January 2021, but the Tamil Nadu government has come up with an order in the government order, Tamil Nadu government, in the year 2010, and in the year 2011 there were appeals made by, or 32 appeals made by various private landowners and Bollywood actors against the High Court on decision on July 2011. So you have the High Court decision, that is Madras High Court decision in the year 2011, and now we have in the year 2020-21 Supreme Court has appointed Nandita Hazarika as the technical member or member of the technical committee. And the technical committee, what does the technical committee do? We will look at it. That is, the duties or the importance of technical committee is to hear the complaints made by the landowners against the action taken by the Nilgiri collector, which the Nilgiri collector, the action taken is that he has sealed the buildings of the landowners, and complaints which are raised by the landowners is that allegations about the arbitrary variance in acreage. Acreage is the land of the elephant corridor. So this technical committee will look into the complaints made by the landowners, which wherein, as per the state government's order, the Nilgiri collector has sealed the buildings and also a land or property of the landowners to notify a corridor as a elephant corridor. And the 3-member technical committee of the National Elephant 2 Action Plan. So what is the name of the technical committee? It is the National Elephant 2 Action Plan, which includes, along with Nandita Hazarika, Justice K. Venkatraman and Pravin Bhargava, who is a trustee of the Wildlife First. So here the keywords, again I would reiterate that it is, we need to focus at the technical committee and elephant corridor, which the Tamil Nadu government has notified a corridor as the elephant corridor to protect the migratory path of the animals in the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserves. And there were 32 appeals which were filed by the landowners and various Bollywood actors against the Madras High Court decision of July 2011. So 2010, 2011 and setting up of the technical committee, that is on October 14, 2020. And preserving the keystone species is the duty of the state, and the state government has given an order on August 2010, and the name of the technical committee is the Technical Committee of the National Elephant to Action Plan. And we'll just focus at what is the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserves about. It is the largest protected forest area in India, and it spans or it covers across three states, that is Tamil Nadu, Karnataka and Kerala. And the Nilgiri Biospheres has the Nilgiri Hills on the southern side and Moya River on the northeastern side. Why I am focusing this is again geography map based. It is not only in regards to the ecology and environment we are focusing. It is not only in regards to the elephant corridor. It is not only in regards to the conflict between man and or man versus elephant or animal, or it is conflict between man and animal. It is also based on the geography map base. So the Nilgiri Hills on to this southwestern side and the Moya River Valley is onto the northeastern side of the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserves, and the elephants cross the plateau, and this plateau is called as Sigur Plateau. They cross the plateau, that is migration of the animal takes place along the Nilgiri biospheres. Why does this migratory of the elephants take place, or the elephants cross the plateau, that is Sigur Plateau? Because in search of food and water, and while they are moving or migrating in search of food and water, it is the state's responsibility to protect the keystone species, that is elephants, and thereby the government of Tamil Nadu has notified to create a corridor, that is elephant corridor. And this corridor is situated, that is elephant corridor, in the ecologically fragile Sigur Plateau, and this Sigur Plateau connects the western and eastern Ghats. Sigur Plateau, so this is the Sigur Plateau, which the picture I am showing, this entire, it connects the western and eastern Ghats. And this Sigur Plateau, which is ecologically fragile, it is for the elephant population, and it is for their genetic diversity. That is, the Sigur Plateau is, or it sustains the elephant population and their genetic diversity. That is why this Sigur Plateau is considered as a corridor of elephant corridor. So this all are elephant corridor, this area of the Sigur Plateau. So the elephant corridor, which is notified by the Tamil Nadu government, is on which among the following plateau? It is on the Sigur Plateau, which connects the western and eastern Ghats. And if you look at this, this is the northwestern Ghats, it is the eastern Ghats to Suruwani Hills connection, and also to Silent Valley. So this area, which is in green, is the elephant walk or elephant corridor. Migration of the elephants take place in search of food and water. So all these areas, the dotted green one, C1, C2, C3, C4, C5 are the one which are notified as the elephant corridor. And this Nilgiri biospheres or bioreserves is also taken into consideration for geography map based, because we would be focusing on the Rajiv Gandhi National Park. Here you have, or Kirti Reserve Forest, Brahmagiri Wildlife Sanctuary, Aralam Wildlife Sanctuary, Wayanad Wildlife Sanctuary, and also Bandipur National Park or Tiger Reserves. And you also have the Silent Valley National Park, Attapadi Reserve Forest, Mukurti National Park, and then you have Siruvani foothills, wherein we are talking about this Siruvani Hills. So this is the Siruvani foothills, and you also have the Kaveri Wildlife Sanctuary. So all this, you have Mudumalai Wildlife Sanctuary. So these wildlife sanctuaries, national parks and tiger reserves are certainly part of your prelims geography map based questions in regards to the ecology and environment, or national parks, biospheres, tiger reserves. Based on this, there could be a questions. And again on to the elephant corridor. So we have focused this extensively both for prelims and also from mains perspective, ecology and environment, focusing on the national parks, bioreserves, wildlife sanctuary or tiger reserves also. And there is another news which talks about no protection. So the Supreme Court has declined to pass any order to protect whom? To protect the makers and artists of the web series called as Tandav, which is which is telecasted, or it is part of the Amazon Prime, from arresting. So the Tandav team has approached the Supreme Court so that they would be protected from arrest. But the Supreme Court has declined to pass an order to protect the makers and artists of the web series Tandav on Amazon Prime from arresting them. And what was the need that the makers and artists of the web series Tandav would be arrested? That is, now the Supreme Court has agreed to examine the plea to club the FIR registered against them in various states. That means there are FIRs which are registered against the Tandav web series in various states. Why? Because they have been registered that on the charge of hurting Hindu religious sentiments. Here please do understand, I am making it very clear that we need to look at two weak keywords. That is, the Supreme Court has declined and the Supreme Court has agreed. So Supreme Court has declined to pass an order to protect from arresting the makers and artists of the web series. But the Supreme Court has agreed to examine the plea of what? To club the FIR registered against them. And the three-judge bench has asked them to approach the lower courts for any kind of interim relief, or they have rejected the plea to quash the FIRs. And the makers and the artists of the web series Tandav have urged the court to protect their freedom of artistic speech and expression. So the makers and artists have approached the Supreme Court to protect the freedom of artistic speech and expression, as the web series is just a political satire and it did not mean to hurt any religious sentiments. But Justice M.R. Shah has said that free speech or expression is not absolute, is not final, but it is subjected to reasonable restrictions. And whenever it is hurting any political satire which it hurts the religious sentiment, cannot be considered as a artistic free speech and expression. And senior advocate Mukul Rohatgi has said that the makers and artists of the web series Tandav have come directly or approached directly to the Supreme Court following the precedents of the Arnav Goswami case, wherein even in Arnav Goswami case there were multiple FIRs which were filed in various states, but then the Supreme Court has agreed to club them. Now you understand. Now you understand what I was talking about, the keyword that the Supreme Court has declined to pass an order, but the Supreme Court has agreed to club or examine the plea to club the FIRs. So there were various FIRs which were filed against the makers and artists of the web series Tandav in various states, and now the Supreme Court has agreed to examine the plea for what? To club to club or to bring all the FIRs which are registered in various states under one FIR. So that they have agreed, and the Supreme Court has agreed to examine, and why the makers and the artist of the web series Thandav have approached directly to the Supreme Court is the they looked into the precedent of the Arnav Goswami case, wherein the Supreme Court has agreed to club all the FIRs against Arnav Goswami in different states, and the makers and artists have been booked under section 153A, 295, 501 of 1 of B of Indian Penal Code, and they were also booked under various relevant sections of information and technology. So here this news has to be looked at polity perspective, and also hurting the religious sentiments, that is society, and also in regards to the Arnav Goswami case, that the cases which have been filed under various states would be possibility to club them under one, as it has been done in the Arnav Goswami case. So here Indian Penal Code and Information Technology Act also. So it is Indian society wherein hurting the Hindu religious sentiments, we have to focus this, and also from the polity perspective, that is also again in regards to the information and technology for prelims as well as mains perspective. And now the Supreme Court has also asked for the timeline on appointments. So here the keyword here what we need to focus is that the Supreme Court has questioned the government, union government, about the delay in clearing the collegium recommendation. So the collegium, that is the Supreme Court collegium, that is a group of body, has recommended for judicial appointments to various high courts, but the government has been delaying to clear the collegium recommendation of the members to be appointed to various high courts, and now the Supreme Court is questioning about the delay of the government, and it is asking the center whether the center has any timeline for government clearance of the collegium recommendations given by the Supreme Court for the judicial appointments. And Justice Kaul has said that to the government, if you don't have comments for 5 months on the recommendations of collegium, then it is considered as a matter of grave concern or great concern. And the bench has noted that as there is a delay for 5 months and there are no comments about the collegium recommendation, so there are 189 proposals which are pending for the judicial appointments. And in the year or February 2020, the Supreme Court has conveyed or it has raised an alarm in regards to the rising number of judicial vacancies in various high courts across the country. And these high courts wherein there are rising number of judicial vacancies are been functioning only with the half of the sanctioned strength, and that is why now the Supreme Court has questioned the government about the delay of clearing the collegium recommendations of the members or the names for the judicial appointments to various high courts, because various high courts across the country are functioning with only the strength of their strength, and that is why it is the need to fill the judicial vacancies, and that is what is questioned. And the Supreme Court has also asked the timeline for the government clearance of the collegium recommendation for judicial appointments. So here it is judiciary which is questioning the executive. So again, polity perspective, we need to focus on judicial appointments, collegium recommendation. These are the key words which you need to focus when you need to have a thorough conceptual understanding about the judicial appointments and the judicial vacancies in various courts and the need for appointing the or judicial appointments. at this time, wherein various high courts are functioning with off of their strength. And there is another news which talks about a global challenge. We will focus at what is the global challenge now. Yes, there is a global challenge now. What the Union Health Minister Harshvardhan and also the chairman of the executive board of the WHO, that is World Health Organization, has said that the year 2020 is the year of discovery of COVID-19 vaccine, but the year 2021 is the year which India is facing the challenges. What kind of challenges India is facing is that getting the people across the world so that they would need the vaccine or they would be vaccinated. So this is the challenge. The global challenge is to deliver the vaccine in the year 2021, and in the year 2020 it was the year of discovery of COVID-19 vaccine. And the release said that is the executive board release a report has said that Anthony Fauci, who is the chief medical advisor to the US President Joe Biden, he has addressed the executive board on behalf of the US or Joe Biden administration, and Anthony Fauci has announced that, and this announcement is a great news for the world nations, that Anthony Fauci, who is the chief medical advisor, has announced on behalf of the Joe Biden administration that US would remain a member of WHO, and US would fulfill all the financial obligations, and US would continue all the technical collaboration at all levels and also through all collaborating centers. So this is the good news which has been said by the chief medical advisor to US President Anthony Fauci. And Anthony Fauci has acknowledged also the role of the WHO in leading the global public health responses in regards to the outbreak, and also convening various scientists and researchers so that they accelerate for the development of the vaccine therapeutics and also the vaccine diagnostic. And he has also acknowledged the role of WHO in tracking the latest development for keeping the member states informed about the outbreak and the latest development of the COVID-19 pandemic situation. So here the role of WHO is the keyword which is acknowledged by Dr. Anthony Fauci. And the executive board of the WHO has also welcomed the Immunization Agenda 2030 program. This is the keyword which will be prelims as well as mains perspective, that the Immunization Agenda program, which the executive board of the World Health Organization has taken up, and the executive board has also recognized its central role in immunization programs in safeguarding public health globally. So Immunization Agenda 2030 is crucial for prelims as well as mains examination, and the member states have also called for an early and equitable availability of COVID-19 vaccine, including the Covaxin. So here the keyword are early and equitable availability of COVID-19 vaccine across the member countries of WHO or World Health Organization. And Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan and the executive member of the World Health Organization has said that immunization has been singularly successful global program in preventing vaccine preventable morbidity and mortality. And he has also said that the WHO must continue providing evidence-based and scientific advisory support, and the member states to be supported in effectively implementing the Immunization Agenda 2030. And he also said that vaccine coverage must continue to improve, particularly to reach the vulnerable sections, and the vaccine coverage should reduce inequities. So, what the statements made by Dr. Harshvardhan can be taken as mains questions. How? We will look at so we will be focusing on the immunization agenda 2030. So based on this, there could be a possibility of question that immunization has been singularly successful global program in preventing vaccine and preventable morbidity and mortality. Discuss. And there could be a question that WHO must continue providing evidence-based and scientific advocacy to support member states in effectively implementing Immunization Agenda 2030. Analyze. So this could be a probable questions, which are the statements made by Dr. Harshvardhan. So please do focus on these lines, and then you can write an answer that how the immunization or COVID-19 immunization program, which was the world's largest immunization program in India, has been successfully or singularly successful global program in preventing vaccine, preventable morbidity and mortality. And WHO should or must continue providing evidence-based and scientific advocacy to support member states in effectively implementing the Immunization Agenda 2030. So, now we will look at recapitulating of the DNA. So, we have looked at this as the POXO Act from polity perspective, and Elephant Corridor in regards to the ecology and environment, or Elephant Corridor. We have looked at even from geography map based, and this is in regards to, we have looked at Indian Penal Code, and as per information technology, how the Supreme Court has also said that they cannot stop from arresting the Tandav team, but they could examine the clubbing of the FIRs which have been booked in various states against the Tandav team. And this we have looked at the collegium recommendations. So again, this is in regards to the polity perspective, and this is in regards to the health, how we have focused about the Immunization Agenda 2030, and how the Chief Medical Advisor to Joe Biden, Anthony Fauci, has spoken about the US trying to, or US would continue as a member of the WHO, and then also support financially to the WHO and be part of various organizations. So I hope this session was informative, knowledgeable session, and we have also focused from mains as well as prelims perspective. And I would say a very big thank you to all and a good luck to you all. Do maintain consistency, stick to your schedule, and take care of your physical health and mental health. And do not forget to like the video, share the video, and subscribe the AKS IAS Academy English Medium YouTube channel, and also have access to the website and also the Telegram link of AKS IAS Academy, that is Advanced Knowledge System. And see you again tomorrow with the DNA, that is daily news analysis. And then thank you, goodbye, and take care.